All right, we are live. We is live. At least that's what it tells me. Anybody in the chat? Is anybody out there? Ali Oxen free. Anybody out there?
Not Ali Oxen free.
Child. It says there's nobody in the room, but we're gonna keep it moving.
Somebody just commented. She said hello. Hello.
She been there since 7:30.
Oh. Bless the Lord.
Bless her. Yeah, bless her. It's all good though. It's all good though. We're gonna keep it moving. You know, we're gonna go with what we go with and who we got. You know how we do. How we do. But I want to welcome everybody as they come in. We're gonna welcome to the chat. This is our, I guess we could say weekly because we were doing it for the last 3 weeks. Panel on David Makes Man, our live review and commentary on David Makes Man. Now, I'm not sure where El Teddy is. Okay. I don't know where he is, but we are going to debate. Right. That's probably what it is. When I tell you, I literally just got off the phone with him 15 minutes ago because I was like, I guess I got to go get myself together. I got to get ready to set up the live. He was like, yeah. So he knew what time. We knew what time, but that's what it was. The beta showed up, y'all. Y'all know how, look, El Teddy talk a whole lot of trash until the bait show up.
Right. And then everything gets shut down.
Then it gets shut down, okay?
I ain't mad. I'm looking for a debate in my life.
You know what? I ain't mad either. How you gonna forget about us, little baby? I want to thank you, little baby, for having my back earlier. Shout out to you, girl. I appreciate you. Hey, Dami. Hey, Shakira. Little baby had my back earlier, honey.
Yeah, I saw. I couldn't say nothing because I don't watch the show, so I couldn't even tell you.
Right, but I'm honest with you. I'm honestly gonna think hard about doing the show next year. And again, from a content creator point of view, it's one of my biggest reviews. Like I get that really where a lot of my that's some of my highest numbers are my basketball wise reviews, but. And again, it's not the criticism. Yeah, we're not gonna do this. I'm gonna say this and I'm done. It's not the criticism. I can take the criticism. I don't care about that. But it's just that whole mean girl spirit, that whole vibe. But anyway, we're done with that. We are talking about David Makes Man. We are not going to shortchange David Makes Man for that. Now, thank you, everybody. Those of you who came in, I really appreciate it, you guys. We don't know where El Teddy is. Okay, El Teddy is MIA right now, but we gotta keep it moving. And he'll come in when he comes in. He got the link, and when I see him pop up, I'll add him to the stream. So first of all, I want to welcome everybody and introduce. This is Abby Review. For those who do not know, y'all, everybody in here regulars, I think so. So everybody in here knows. Y'all know who Abby is. Abby is one of my she's a mod, but she also has her own YouTube channel, and she reviews David Makes Man among other shows. So check her out. If you are not already subscribed, please go do so now. And this week's
what happened?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I was reading the comment. Really, B, I'm trying to get David and Teshi on here with you before. Oh, please do. Dom, let me tell you something. Dami has been acting as our agent, Abby.
Okay.
Has been reaching out to the actual actors on the show and stuff like that, and been telling them about our reviews and telling them about the live and everything. And so she's trying to get them to come on. And I'm like, look, get in my email. I will send them the link. I think that they probably can't do anything until after the season. So once the season wraps, I don't think they can really, unless it's like official press. They probably can't come on, my little YouTube channel. But I'll take them whenever they want to come. I don't care. They can come 3 months from now. If they want to come on and talk about it, then we are here and we are ready to have that conversation. So I'm definitely... Well, thank you, Warm Pecan Pie, coming through for the click and the view. I appreciate you, boo. I appreciate you. But please do tell them that we are here for it. Would love to get some insights and behind the scenes commentary. Just had him on the show. Okay. Here come the prodigal son. He's here.
Oh, bless God. Look at him. Look at him.
So y'all just could not wait, right? That's what we're doing? Y'all just could not wait.
We haven't started the review. We haven't started the review. We have not started the review.
Y'all just gonna get on live. and
I
not
didn't have the
wait.
people waiting. I didn't want to have the people waiting. I had them waiting earlier.
Not
I
waiting
can't have them waiting twice in one day.
for the doll baby to get, you know.
We thought the Bay had come over and shut you down.
Right.
No, not yet. No, dear
Not
God.
yet.
Oh, not yet. Oh.
Anytime his screen's a little black, so you know.
You might not be lying, because I told him, I said, I'm getting on. And he was like, well, if I decide to come over, you already know.
Yeah.
I said, okay. I said, are you coming?
Are you serious?
Said,
Wait a minute.
maybe.
Wait a minute, y'all. Hey, JLC. Wait a minute. Hey, Montoya. So, Dami, before you, I don't know if you heard before you came in. Dami Thomas has been talking back and forth with David and Teshi, the actors on the show, and trying to get them to come on to do a live with us, right? She said that his mom is really on him about his online time. Are you serious? Oh, that's so cute. That is so
what's not finna happen. You're not
right.
finna have my baby out here.
She said, I don't care if you want a hit TV show and you got Oprah in your speed dial.
Your bedtime is 8:30. Go to bed.
Remember, I don't know if you probably don't remember this. I remember reading an article, Keisha Knight poem, with the height of the Cosby Show. She still had to empty the trash, honey. She still had chores. No, she still had chores. Tevin Campbell still was emptying the trash. I remember. So look, I'm not mad at parents who keep their kids grounded and normal. I'm not even mad about it. I ain't mad about it at all. Yeah, he is only 16. I can respect it. I'm just joking. I'm really just joking. But I respect it. I definitely can respect it. But anyway, I was just joking. So, let's see. Now he done got up and walked off.
You know what? Don't worry about what I got going on.
He real diva-ish tonight, ain't he?
What's you doing?
What are you doing over there, Teddy?
I was getting myself situated. Dear God.
Okay, I understand. Because I ain't had no makeup on today. I had to be.
Oh, you had to do one of your quick beats, girl.
I said, okay. Well, let me get
Dami, all of your hard work is much appreciated. I appreciate the fact that you go out here and you go out here on the Twitter, the social media, and everything else, and you really cape for us and you really talk us up, and I appreciate that. You know, I hope he can come through, but you know, just the fact that you are out there letting people know, you know, what's going on and what we're doing over here, I appreciate it. I do. So we're here for another conversation about David Makes Man. And let me tell y'all how good this episode was for me. This episode was so good for me, y'all, that I was exhausted. For those who do not know, I was exhausted. I watched that episode and I was like, oh, no, I'm about to review that thing right here, right now. While it's still fresh, I got to get it out. And that was actually probably my longest review. That review was over 30 minutes because I just had so much to say. And it was just so good. It was so good. So what about you, Abby?
I felt the same way. I couldn't. First of all, Spectrum tried my life because we had a whole outage.
Like Teddy was dealing with. Okay.
Right. And so my cable didn't come back on until Thursday morning.
Oh, girl, yeah.
So I'm trying, because, you know, now that I'm working from home, that is not conducive to me and my coins.
No,
so
it's not.
I had to get that together.
Yes.
And then I literally could not get the app to play it back. So I bought the episode on YouTube.
Girl.
So that I can watch it and then do my review while I was working, even though the comment that I got was you and your emails is distracting to the review.
Okay.
Yeah. I said, all right. Well, okay. But yeah, I love this episode. So much happened. I experienced all the emotions, the whole spectrum of emotions.
Yes.
When I watched that episode, I done watched it 5 times at this point.
Oh wow. Okay, I've watched it twice though. I ain't gonna front. I watched it twice. So El Teddy.
Hey, Justin Pate. I see you flirting. Hey.
The man said hello.
Justin. If you know, like I know, you'll see me in my DMs on my Instagram, DRBINGOW. DRBINGOW. It goes down in the DMs.
Are you
can
wasting your
catch me
intro
there.
time on flirting?
I let y'all have all the time y'all wanted to. And y'all are coming up. And Montoria talk about I got an argumentative spirit. I'm just trying to be me. And these two over here, are trying to give me everything that I'm worth. Anyway, as the originator of the reviews for said show.
Yeah. I love it.
I would just like to say, well, I'll say this, really be what you experienced today is what I get every week on this show. It was a little more amped up this week because David Makes Mad is a priority show for me. As a reviewer, all of us who review shows, we have those shows that are priority number one for several reasons. Some shows are priority because of the numbers. Right. Some shows are priority, but then you have those ones that are priority because you like that show and you are excited to see your own reviews and reactions on it. So I definitely was there this week. Just a little behind the camera thing with me. And I don't know if this applies to y'all. I watch my videos. I critique myself. There are some reviews that I do that I absolutely hate. I loathe them. I go back and see them and I cringe.
Yeah, me too.
And one of the things that I do that makes me cringe sometimes, that it makes me say, you weren't ready for that review, or maybe that episode didn't do it for you, is when I feel like I am stagnant or I have too much dead air. Because when I am into an episode, when I have a lot to say, I will go on and on and on and on and on. There's no dead air.
No.
Another thing I noticed that I do. Yeah. Another thing that I do is I'll be like a lot, and I hate when I say because I teach my students not to do that.
I do hate that. I hate when I do it too.
And if I watch a video and I do that, I almost want to take the video down. I really do. I will watch a video and I would want to take my own review down and say, no, you need to go back and redo that. But I don't. I just leave it there. But I'm just saying. Right.
So we did learn a lot of information in this episode. They gave us a lot in this episode. Started really from the very beginning. Now, I've noticed, and I don't know if I noticed it from the beginning, so if I'm wrong, I'm sure one of y'all can correct me. But it seems like that first scene is always some sort of flashback. Now, maybe not every single episode, but at least the last couple of episodes, it's been like a little flashback. So this episode, that opening sequence was a little bit of a flashback. And what we sort of see in this episode was part of why Shinobi don't see it for David. Like, we saw where some of that, for lack of a better word, jealousy exists for David and Shinobi. And we also saw a little bit more of the intimacy of the relationship that David had with Sky when he went into the little trap house, and he would have these one-on-ones with Sky in the trap house. And I didn't peep this. I'm gonna let El Teddy speak on it because I didn't peep it, and maybe you peeped it, Ebony, when Shinobi was about to go at David, and Sky told him, "Go find." What did he say?
Go find some calm.
Go find some calm. I missed it, so you caught it too, Ebony. You caught it too. Okay. See, I missed it. To go find some calm, and so we saw him. They said we saw that. Dreadlock Kool-Aid Dreadlock Boy said it to him as well later on. So clearly that's like one of them worst kept secrets in the hood about Mr. Shinobi. But what did y'all feel about what did you learn from that opening sequence? I'll start with El Teddy this time. What did you learn in that opening sequence about the flashback piece of it? Hey, Sylvia.
I'm gonna say this. For as much as it's projected that Sky was this figure that tried to keep David out of the game, and keep David out of the business of the drugs. This flashback made me think opposite.
Right.
Because when you trying to keep somebody out of that life, you're not even letting them come up in there. And even how he was telling them, oh, make sure nobody know where you are. Make sure nobody following you. That's not advice that you give somebody that you don't think is in that line of business and in that line of work. And I think that, just a prediction of mine, more is going to come to light now of some things that Sky had been saying and to David, or teaching David about the game, that he's going to start to use and apply now that he's made that choice and decision. But to this point, we saw Sky as somebody, and it may be, remember, we're looking at David's subconscious. And so maybe subconsciously, these are things, or this is how David wanted Sky to move, or this is David's subconscious trying to push him in the right direction, and using Sky as the vessel or the avenue with which to do that by sending these positive messages that way. But in real life, Sky might have really in real life been preparing David to take, to be a part of the game from the jump start.
Ebony?
Okay, I would agree with you, Teddy. If not, Shinobi had not said to David, Sky didn't want you to be here. He would have been told. He would have been told to take your ass to school and stay away from here. So it's not.
That doesn't mean that Sky still couldn't have wanted him to be. Sky might have said, "No, I want you to be smart about this." You understand what I'm saying? Still know the game, but bring a different aspect to it that Ray couldn't bring, because Ray had the schooling and the good household, but Ray wasn't born and raised in the hood. So.
And I see both sides of it, because that was I was saying the same thing, Ebony. I was agreeing with you, because I said the same thing. I said Shinobi even told David, Sky wouldn't want you here. But you're right. Now, if Sky was truly grooming David to take over and be this kingpin, then okay, yeah, go to school, get your education so you can run this. I mean, I can see it from that point of view, but I can see both sides of that one. I see both sides of that one.
Trying to turn him into Stringer Bell is what we saying,
right? And I remember for my DC folk, y'all gonna know what I'm talking about. Rayful Edmonds' best friend went to A&T. He got his degree in something with accounting or business or something to that effect from A&T, and he actually helped run the money side of the business. Now, we ain't gonna get into all the details and the ins and the outs, but it's sort of maybe that mindset of, I want you to have the education so you can run it correctly. Because which sort of brings me into my next question. Where do you think, and I said this in my review, where do you think this knowledge that David has is coming from with the pills? Do you think it's something that Sky taught him? Do you think he learned it from observing his mom's drug addiction? Or do you think this is something he's just a smart little boy when he's talking about grams and what's going to flag and what pharmacists will, this will make them call the police. This much is an overdose. This much somebody could get. Like, what do you think? What do you think? Where do you think that's coming from, Ebony?
I know we haven't seen it expressed, but I think that's why he wrote down the name of that drug when he had it in his possession. And maybe he asked his good sister Google. And Google always got the right answer.
I tell my students all the time, Google University.
So I'm thinking maybe, I know he's smart. We all know that he's smart enough to figure this out. And I think he's taken what Sky has imparted to him and taking the knowledge that he Googled when he found out the name of that medicine, the name of them samples that Uncle is putting in the neighborhood. He's taking it and he's running with it. And I know the uncle saw that in him when they had that.
Absolutely, the uncle did. Not only did the uncle see it in him, but now that we realize that there was something between the uncle and him. You know, there's something there. So he knows David. He knew David. He knew who David. I believe he knew who David was before Dreadlock Boy brought him to the house. I believe he knew who David was, but I don't know that to be a fact. What you think, El Teddy?
Watch this.
I need El Teddy to stop flirting.
El Teddy being nasty.
He is. He is.
Well, whatever do you mean? Well, whatever do you mean? Anyway. I would say this. Ooh, speaking of flirting, hey, captivating Christian. Oh, Lord.
Hey,
that's
everybody.
Right there.
Hey, everybody that's coming while we've been talking. Janice, captivating Christian.
Captivating Christian is the little boo thing right there, y'all. That is the little boo. Anyway, what was I talking about?
I don't know what you were talking about.
Professor.
Anyway, but I would say this. Why couldn't it be that? Because at least I don't think Sky was into the prescription drugs. But let me throw this monkey wrench in there, or let me throw this out there. Why couldn't he have learned a lot about the drug game from his time with Sky, but learned a lot about the prescription drug from Miss Elijah, who we know he spent a lot of time with, because Miss Elijah would keep David and JG alive, and Miss Elijah knows about the prescription drug game, as we can see now.
Well, I was actually
which is why one of my questions, he knew enough to get that prescription drug pad.
Well, I was actually throwing it out there. Well, I was actually going to ask about Miss Elijah. I mean, we can. I don't want to go all the way to that. That we'll get to the scene with Miss Elijah later. But I did want to bring. I did have a question about that. Did we think that Miss Elijah? Do we think Miss Elijah was Gloria's
That was my question. And is that what she meant by how you used to take care of me back in the day?
That could be it. You know, the beautiful thing about this show and the writing is they always plant a seed way early on, and then we will get the answer to our question, you know, several episodes along the way. Like, you'll see how they planted the seed for certain things, you know, way back when, and they just kept on watering the seed until finally it started to grow and cultivate out of the ground. So you might be right. He might have been the one that was feeding, you know, those prescription drugs to Glow.
Okay. Well, we'll like you said, we only have 3 episodes left, so we're gonna find out one way or the other. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about before we go back to DeVille, let's talk a little bit about Saren and this whole church excursion. Okay. Y'all, okay. So David gets in the car and mama done had a 2-piece to the chin. Okay. What y'all think went down? Because they didn't really give us a breakdown of what happened. What y'all think had happened in my QB voice? What had happened?
I think she was trying to beat on him, and he tried to get out of her hold and caught her with an elbow.
I can see that. Get up off me. Okay. All right. What you think, Teddy?
I think it's so hard. You know what I think? I'm going to say this. I don't think that the stepdad abuses that young man at all, not physically. Well, I can't even say not physically, but not to the point where he's beating him. No. I think he sexually abuses him, but I don't think that he's beating him. And I talked about this way back. What was that? Episode 4 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It will never sit well with me, this whole white mother, black son situation. I don't know why. Y'all can say whatever y'all want, and I'm just saying how it looks. Now I know my mom is not white; she's as black as it is. You know, she real black. hood black, okay? But I'm just gonna say that it just never set well for me. Now, what I think happened was because I don't think Saren intentionally hit her. I
I don't
think
think
it
so.
was almost like a reaction or reflex almost, and that happened because had it been something intentional, I don't think they'll be going to church right now. I think they might still be whooping on that young man's ass, or there might be some more bruises on Saren that we don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
Let
being
me tell
real
you,
honest.
I'm gonna tell you, I don't think the father is hitting Saren, but I think that they both know what the other one is doing. I think the mother knows what the stepfather is doing, and I think the stepfather obviously knows because ain't nowhere in the world she beating that boy like that, and he creeping that night, and he doesn't see those bruises on that boy. But I think it's that sick thing that some women do when it's like you're asking for it, you're making him do this. It's your fault that he's doing these things to you. You know what I mean? I believe it. I believe that both of them know that the other person is violating that boy.
Can
And
I ask why Captivating Christian is calling Saren Serena? You know what? I'm not doing this.
Don't do Saren. Don't do Saren.
Don't do Saren. Don't do him. Do not do Saren.
Serena mama beat him because
You
of the
know
father.
what?
I can see that too, Captivate Christian. I can see that too. So they go to church and,
Saren mom is jealous of him.
David get hit with the Holy Ghost. David get hit with the Holy Ghost and he get a little happy and he jump up,
Every said that was not real. Every said that was in his subconscious. We don't even know what is real and not real on the show.
I was joking. He didn't know. He jumped up, but he didn't say anything. Because remember, they said to him, they were like, "Do you have to go to the bathroom?" Like, I think he did actually go to the bathroom, but he didn't yell out. No, he didn't yell out. He didn't yell out. The symbolism of him only being able to see the back of Sky's head now. Sky's not talking to him.
Yeah.
Okay. He even tried to talk to Sky. All he could see was the back of Sky's head.
But remember, he made his decision last week.
Right.
Remember when Sky pumped away last week and Ray came emerging out of the smoke?
Yeah.
He made his decision last week. So it was appropriate for us to learn how Sky died so Sky could die again.
Okay. Now, speaking of English teacher symbolism, give me the symbolism of Old Hallows Eve. All of this happening on Halloween. Give me that.
The ghosts, the spirits, the exorcising of certain things, things dying, and
definitely death.
I think definitely, even with regard to Saren, the old Saren is gone.
Yeah,
that old weak Saren that said nope. That said, I'm just gonna say nope. Because even when he got in that car, when the mama came, what happened to your suit? Whatever I wanted to happen to it, you got a problem? Saren had enough was enough. Now I told you my theory really be, and I know you ain't asked this question yet, and so I'll save it for later. But I already told you my theory on Saren. I already told you my theory.
Well, whatever's going on with Saren, and because of the way this show is written, I'm about 99% certain we're going to get that flashback. But whatever was happening with him last week that they didn't really tell us, but we knew something was wrong. At some point, I'm convinced we're going to get it. We're going to find out what happened to him last week, or what was going on last week. But whatever it is, like you said, the old Saren, whatever it is, has definitely created this new. Because I don't want to speak too much on it either, but it's definitely created this new, quote unquote, this new Saren that we see. What do you think the obsession was with his mom with Halloween? I'll start with Ebony. What do you think the obsession is with his mom and Halloween?
Who, David's mama?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's last time they had a good time as a family, as a cohesive family unit before her addiction took over.
Maybe. Because remember when she was like, we do this every Halloween? Right. She was like, we do this every Halloween. And David was like, we didn't
do it last year.
We did it.
She was like, I was incapacitated. Okay, well, okay, incapacitated. Wonderful. First of all, she took me when she said it's a sin to go to church on Halloween. What? That's how that works.
I was like, now I've heard the other way around. I've heard it's a sin to celebrate Halloween. I ain't never heard.
Did she know how many Hallelujah Fest and Harvest Fest that I done been to on Halloween?
Okay.
Hold on. Did you say Hallelujah Fest?
Yes.
They did the most, girl. They did the most.
Remember, I grew up Catholic. We didn't have no. Hey, I grew up Catholic. We didn't have no Hallelujah Fest. We didn't have no.
We had to dress up like biblical characters.
We had not biblical characters.
I have a topic about this episode that I want to speak about.
My smart ass would have shown up as Jezebel.
Come on, Jezebel. How we know you ain't showing up as Jezebel right now? Jezebel, dear God. I'm showing up as Jezebel right now, but that's the story of my life. Anyway, I have a topic that I want to address.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
I want to talk about real fast, and then I want to pose this to the chat, and then I want to ask you all. So one of the things that I discussed in some length on my channel review was the conversation between Miss Elijah and Saren.
I was gonna get there, but go ahead. Go ahead.
And I think that, and I want to speak on it first, only because I can authentically speak to that experience. But I think that it was important to show that, because I can't remember for a Black male situation where you've had this, and I don't know that I've seen it with white males either. A lot of times they will give you the story like you'll see in Pose, where you have this the gay family scenario, which is well taught and well talked about, and it'll usually be an older gay male and a young adult gay male, maybe sometimes even late teens, but they're usually older than Saren and David. But in this case, that's 8th grade. That is 8th grade. And that's around the time where a lot of hormones with the boys start to go on, and you really start to think about and notice some things about your sexuality. And I think it was important to show this conversation where you had an older gay male that spoke to a young gay male, not a young adult gay male, a young gay male that had not been through his sexuality or had not had, well, I guess Sarah has had some sexual experience, but not of his own doing. And right. I think every gay male looks back and said, I wish somebody could have talked to me at that age and told me and made me feel like it was okay to be me, or made me feel like, you know what? No, you go ahead and you just be you. Matter of fact, if you need somebody to talk to or need somewhere to go because it's one thing if it's somebody who's not gay tells you that. And there are advocates, and this is no shout out to people who are advocates for gay male that is not gay male, but it's a whole nother thing when you have somebody who's been there, did that, done that, lived that life, and have experienced that, to reach back down and say, no, I see you. And in this vulnerable stage and age in your life, you need someone to help you understand that you are okay, that there's nothing wrong with you, that you can be who you are and live your truth. I thought that was so powerful and so needed, because I have not seen that on television yet at all. And I think it will speak to young gay people in America right now. I think I went on too long.
How did that conversation with Miss Elijah and Saren, how did that hit you?
It hit me. It definitely didn't hit me the same way it hit El Teddy. It hit me in the space of a mother of a child who is homosexual. My youngest daughter came to me at 15 to tell me that she likes girls. Me being already an ally and an advocate for my two best friends, one's a gay male, one is a transgender female. I didn't have the same reaction that some normal Southern mother would have.
Especially with your religious background.
Absolutely. It wasn't that. She got that from some members of our family, but that's not what she was going to get from me. I don't care what happens. I love you till the wheels fall off.
There you go.
So that is what I would want for my child if I couldn't give her what she needed. If she had any questions, or she was feeling some type of way, or she was in some type of situation and she felt like she couldn't come to me, I would want someone like Miss Elijah in her life to be able to help guide her in whatever she needs to know. Because there's still some things as a heterosexual woman that my daughter may have questions about. I can only do but so much.
Right.
And then I was like, well, you're gonna have to talk to somebody. I don't know.
And somebody said, Dami just said that, and I put it up on the screen, but I love this comment that Dami made was, Miss Elijah is the true definition of a house mother that takes in and grooms the kids. And then also the comment was made that Miss Elijah immediately picked up on the fact that this young man was being abused. And he let him know, my door opens up. It is open. It is free. And because at first I thought he was saying, if I'm making you uncomfortable, the door's not locked. But then I realized he was letting Saren know that his home is a safe space.
I love the comment Justin Pate made where he said Miss Elijah was speaking to us all, because you go through you think back and you say, damn it, I wish somebody could have, you know what I'm saying, had that conversation with me. You say that, and I think that is so much needed, so important, especially for of color, because we know in every spectrum, I'm sure you all, Abby and Really B, can speak as women, that a lot of the commentary you see about women's rights is centered around the people from the Caucasus Mountains. And also, I can speak to the LGBTQIA community. A lot of the focus is always speaking to those from the Caucasus Mountains. So I think, when Justice Pate said he spoke to us all, he certainly did, because everybody was looking for that acknowledgement at that time. Shouts out to the chat.
The chat is definitely giving me some good feedback tonight. So that moment, and it was so much in that moment. It was so much in that whole moment, from Saren being comfortable with that dress on, Miss Elijah instinctively knowing that he would have been okay with that dress on, even though it was a half dress, but a dress. The moment with the makeup, and even him giving him some of his makeup. You know what I mean? It was so much in that moment that it was so much that was said that wasn't said in that moment, and I thought that was a great moment. Let me tell y'all who is killing me, quietly killing me, is that damn hood ass JG. JG
is so comfortable with the LGBT community. JG
is a whole.
Listen, JG is here for it. JG love him some Mr. Elijah. JG love him some Starry. Y'all saw how mad JG was when he found out that David knew Starry before he did. That is what his feelings. Bitch, when I tell you, JG, wait a minute. Did you no, let me tell you how Miss Elijah was already pulled tea on Sarah. When Miss Elijah first unsheathed herself onto the scene, looking like she was gonna sing Asuka in the vein of my girl from Cuba.
Celia Cruz. That's what she was giving me, Celia Cruz.
Anyway,
Carmen Miranda.
I was feeling Celia Cruz. But did you see Sarah's initial reaction when he saw Miss Elijah? He was enamored. He was like, ooh.
What?
Like when he saw her, he was like, yes. I think Miss Elijah saw that and said, girl, I see you, girl.
But when JG walked off, after they got the peanuts, JG was like, we just gonna act like that didn't just happen.
is my spirit animal because I was like, Peanuts, what the hell you gonna do with damn Peanuts?
JG said, oh, so we just gonna act like this, or just give us some fucking peanuts and just be happy with it. So we just gonna act like they ain't happy. Right? We just gonna act like this.
Like this some more bullshit. What's happening?
We just gonna act like that didn't just happen.
Right.
When you said that made me my life. The look on that woman's face, man. Oh my God.
She was already looking a damn mess. That's a damn mess.
But that remind me of
they had on her was a disrespect. That wig was disrespectful.
Oh,
the
you
lady
know
at the door with the peanuts.
I didn't get past the peanuts. I ain't get past. But look, it remind me of, okay, so my neighborhood growing up, I had one of those neighborhoods in DC that when my parents first moved in, it was majority white, and then it was majority black, and now because of gentrification, it's white. Well, not majority white, but it's about 50-50 now. So when I was growing up, we would go trick-or-treating. The white family, it was like 2 of them in the whole neighborhood, right? And one of them was teachers. Why they gave our asses pencils one year? I said, what?
They know their house was finna get eggs. That's why they wasn't even
One of my friends told them, they said, I don't mean no harm, but you know you're the only white people around here. You need to be giving us the best candy.
You should be the one with the full-size bars. I mean, get a king-size stick at now.
Woo! Child.
When I tell you that they had me dying. Anyway, woo, that thing had me dying.
Listen, at least you have this. I had this lady in my neighborhood. I had to take my little cousins and my little sister trick-or-treating one year. And I went with them, just, it wasn't even in on my block, but it was like a couple blocks down where we knew it was some older people that stayed. Why this old lady gave my little cousins them some candy? She said, oh, I got something for you too. I got something for you too. Why she gave me like 4 or 5 condoms? I mean, she might have knew I was a whole ass whore, but I look like, what the hell? Because you need this for Halloween. I mean, she probably looked at me and knew that I was a whole ass whore. But I'm just saying.
Okay. Oh, that's funny. See, I'm telling you.
Just a mess. Just a damn mess. A damn mess. Child, I can see that old. I think she did now. But I can see that old lady now and push her down. Let me go push her down. Judging me. Girl, I was still wholesome back then. I was still wholesome. My body count at that point was less than 1 hand.
Wait a minute. We don't need to know nothing about your body count. Moving on. Jaded. Hey, boo. I thought you were going live later on. I didn't realize you were
going live. He was on live with us, and he got the nerve. Jaded, let me read you down. You knew we was over here live, and you said you was going live at 10 o'clock, and then you gonna sit up there and have like 50, 100 people in your live taking people from us. You ain't even down. You are not down for the cause. You supposed to be ride or die, Jaded. You wait till I get over to. I'm gonna have a good vial of anthrax for you, Jaded. When I get my monkey ass over to DC, I got a good vial of anthrax for you, Jaded. But then I'm gonna rub on you and feel on your body afterwards. I nurse you back to health.
What in the misery?
And that's his first mute. That's his first mute of the night. That's his first mute of the night.
No, sir. Professor.
No, sir.
You in timeout. Yeah. Professor, you in timeout.
You are in timeout. Now.
You dragged Jason because he was trash.
But look, Jaded, when I looked at your live, it said the live was scheduled for 11 o'clock. That's what it said on my seat on my phone. It said it was scheduled for 11 o'clock. So I don't know. Anyway, but I'm glad you're here, boo. I'm glad you're here. Rebel says, Shondo. Wait a minute. Not the hashtag unmute Teddy.
No.
Teddy, you're back, boo. You're back.
Oh, I'm back. Oh, I can talk now.
Welcome
Speaking of talking, I got all my menses in it. Hey, menses. And y'all can hit me up in my DMs on Instagram.
So Ebony,
bless God. Oh, he back in. Professor back in time out. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So
what's funny is that he keeps talking. That's what's funny. Is that he keeps talking. He know he's muted. Why are you still talking?
I'm surprised the whiteboard ain't came out. I'm just waiting on the whiteboard. Look,
Ebony.
there it is.
Why did you remind him, Ebony? Oh, damn.
Whoa, does it wink? Oh, no. Okay.
See? You see? Ebony, look at what you did, Ebony. He has the whiteboard.
I'm so sorry, Justin Page. I'm too young for that type of talk, sir. I know I'm somebody's grandmama, but come on.
Okay. All right. Let's get back to this. What about the revelation about what we learned? Because while they were
Uncle T.O. sent that man to kill Scott.
Yeah. Do you think the uncle sent him, or do you think that?
I think the uncle sent him. And I think that phone. Wait, I can't see. What is it? I think the phone was Sky's phone, and he said he got it from last time he saw it was in the pocket of a snitch.
I think it was Sky's phone. I'm with you. I said that on my review. He knew he got that from his daddy, and he knew when he said, "Oh, I saw that before." He immediately put it together. Oh, I forgot this from my daddy. What you mean you saw this before from a snitch? And so he knew immediately that he was talking about his daddy. He knew that. I had already pieced that together real fast.
So, wait. Can you hear me? I missed that. So, hold on. Break it down for me. So, when he said, where you get that phone from?
Hold on. I got a phone call.
Okay, no problem. So, Teddy, break that down for me again. So, he's saying that was
Sky's phone. He got that phone from his daddy. And what happened was when the dude said, "Oh, I seen that phone before," and he tried to lie and say he got it from, he didn't say Brand Smart, but anybody from Miami knew he was talking about Brand Smart. He knew he was talking about Brand Smart. Mm-hmm. And he said, "Oh no, I've been at Brand Smart and I ain't seen that. I saw that on a snitch." Did you look at his face? If you looked at Ray's face, Ray knew immediately. Wait, because all the other phones was a different kind, except for that one phone. He got that from his dad. He got that from Sky, because Sky ain't been dead that long, and so he got that same phone.
Different. Okay, see, I totally misread that whole thing.
I read that immediately.
What I read was, because they're doing this prescription thing, they're not including the uncle in that. So I thought those were the phones that they had purchased to do their other deals that didn't include
Abby say tag her back in.
Oh, I'm sorry, Abby. So maybe I misunderstood that. Okay, but that makes more sense than what I was thinking. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Wow. Okay. So now that we bringing that in there, so he said the name of a snitch. So y'all think Sky was a snitch? And who was he snitching to?
And is that
in the drug game? He may not have been in this snitch, but in the drug game, if somebody thinks you're a snitch, then you're a snitch whether or not you are. There's no way to, to debate them on that. Okay. Now, I really think that, and you and I talked about this, Really B. I think we are setting up for, as you call him, Kool-Aid Dread Boy. Ray's gonna die. Ray's gonna die. He has to die. Ray has to either die or go off the scene so that David can take his rightful place as the head of operations. Also, That's what
they foreshadowed at the end of the episode.
Mm-hmm. And we're leading to this epic battle between David and Shinobi when that vacuum is created. When Ray is out of the way and that vacuum is created, in terms of leadership within the organization, there's going to be that head because Shinobi keeps saying, "Oh, you ain't gonna always have somebody there."
Anyway, he thinks he's in charge and running it anyway. In the wake of Sky's demise, he said, "I built this. I make this run like this." He said that,
but he ain't running enough. And if you thought that putting pills in a tissue was a good idea, what you really?
Nobody said he was bright.
Well, that's true. Touché.
Because him talking about the 48 laws of power while he was getting child, shut up. Nobody wants to hear that. Just lay back.
Okay, so
I don't need all
can
that.
we talk about the best scene of the episode?
That's it.
I don't know about the best scene, but definitely probably one of the more shocking scenes. Like, again, I wasn't shocked to see that Shinobi was DL.
No, I'm not talking about that scene. I'm saying, can we talk about the best scene of the episode?
Well, what was it?
That was the scene on the curb. The David and Saren scene on the curb.
Oh, yeah.
So before we go to the curb, I just want to say they started to break me down with them two when they were in the car and David was trying to communicate with Saren and they had the words and Saren was so in his own head.
Saren wouldn't even talk to him.
He couldn't even respond back to him. And then when they got to the curb and he said, when David told him, "You my only friend," I said, "Okay."
And that tear, the tear came down.
That Denzel Washington tear.
Y'all could have. I was ready to go on the glory. When I tell you they took me out.
Give that baby his image.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You're right.
When I tell you they took me out, baby.
When Saren said, "You my best friend," and David looked at him and said, "You
my
only friend,"
and that tear came down.
It don't matter. What you mean?
When that tear came down, and no, the other time when Saren when he let go of Saren from that long embrace, and he watched Saren, and you saw them tears in his eyes again, baby, they took me all the way out. I cried from that point through the whole running sequence. Baby, I couldn't even write my notes at that point. Baby, I was over here boo-hoo crying because, like I said, it's so hard to not only write for that, but to act that out where this was the closest you came to. It was the definition of what you would call homoerotic, meaning this was beyond just two friends. It was intimacy without it being sexual. It was intimate without it being sexual.
Yeah.
And so that's why I said it was homoerotic, but it wasn't sexual. And there was this companionship and intimacy. And that's so hard to write for, much less act out. And these young boys, listen, Achilles McDowell is acting his ass off. Let me tell you something. That young man is acting his ass off. If he don't play no more roles, that young man was acting his ass. This whole season, he been acting his ass off.
First of all, when he changed on a dime at the church in front of those adults, and immediately you could see the inner workings and the code switching that he was doing in his head to meet the situation that he was in.
And the other thing is, everything in the episode led up to the curb, because there was so many times when you saw David always made it all about Saren. When they were in the car and Ray said, "That better be a chick you talking to," and he was phone boning in the car. Baby, you could have told me that wasn't his boo. Baby, when Saren got up in that choir stand and sang like an angel, baby, did you see that face that David had on him?
He was crying.
Listen, my own man ain't even gave me that face yet. I had to show that to the baby and say to the baby, "This is how you supposed to look at me when you see me, because that is the look that I'm looking for." Bitch, that look, that smile he had when he saw his boo in the choir stand singing to him. Wait a minute. The fact that Saren had to calm him down when the people were saying something and they was like, oh yeah, because SK, and Sarah was like, you being a little weird now, babe. Let me do that. That was the boo. Or even when stank ass rent lady tried to go in on Saren, and what did David do? David grabbed his boo and hugged his boo tight, like, bitch, you ain't gonna talk about my baby like that. I was like, yes, David, yes.
Right. Well, I will give it to you, Professor. That conversation, I've been the Saren on that kind of conversation when you call your boo to remind him, now, baby, remember you got to do such and such, and he's doing something else and don't really have time to talk to you, but he wants to placate you, so you don't be mad. That's exactly how that conversation goes. So I understood why Ray thought he was talking to a girl, because that is absolutely a conversation. That's a couple conversation.
That was definitely a couple conversation.
Sure you said you was gonna be here, right? Don't forget that you got to do X, Y,
Don't
Z.
forget you said you were going to do.
I got you.
Exactly. So okay, so that scene was definitely everything. So
we've done it before, Professor.
So we finally see in this episode, we learned a lot, but one of the biggest things that we learned in this episode was the details of Sky's execution, because he was executed. And he ripped Ebony.
That's Ebony. That is Ebony.
We can hear the.
She's our Deshaun. She's our Deshaun. Dear God.
What I do now?
Child.
What I do?
Child. Ebony, you're our Deshaun.
Oh shit.
Just saying.
Well, give me 1 second. I'm gonna disappear out the front.
No, you just was playing the live on your phone, and we could hear it on your phone.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
Oh,
I can't hear Really B. That's why.
I cannot.
I can hear you, Teddy, but I can't hear Really B. That's why. My bad.
I cannot. Okay, I'm sorry.
I just wanted to hear what was being said. So here's what I'm gonna do.
Shout out to my boo Deshaun. I love Deshaun.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave, and I'm gonna come back in. Look for me in the distance.
Yep, right get Deshaun. I cannot.
I'm not doing this with y'all today. I cannot in my Jocelyn Hernandez voice.
I cannot stop laughing. Okay.
Woo.
Okay. Whew, okay. So what do you think about?
I can't. Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry. Ooh. You know, something just tickles you. I just can't. Okay. Seriously. All right. Seriously. Back to this.
Y'all so silly.
Miss Elijah. I'm sorry. We learned the details of Sky's execution. And we also learned that I was correct in what I was saying about the light-skinned boy with the accent. I mean, the boy with the pretty eyes with the accent, that I knew he had something to do with Sky getting killed, but I didn't realize he was the one that killed Sky. What do we think about this? What do we think about this revelation? What do we think David's going to do about it now that he knows who he is?
What can he do now?
He gonna kill him.
He gonna kill him. He gonna kill him.
I don't see it.
He gonna get thug ass to do it.
He gonna get Shinobi to pop him, or he might get Ray to pop him, because that's Ray's daddy that he killed, and that's how Ray ends up.
But Ray ain't got that heart. Ray ain't built like that.
Wait a minute. About light-skinned boy, can I tell you the argument that we're having in my comment section about the accent on the guy? I'm not buying the Jamaican accent, and I grew up amongst Jamaicans. It started off all right.
I thought he was supposed to.
That's Jamaican. Because he said Bon McLeod. He said that. So that's all Jamaican. I know the difference. See, Marissa's mom was supposed to have a Haitian accent. This guy is supposed to have a Jamaican accent. Now, I know living in Miami. I'm just saying.
Thank you, Dami.
I'm just saying.
Oh, thank you,
light-skinned boy. Oh, his name is Desmond. Oh, I didn't know that. Anyway,
I don't know what his name is. His name is.
He started off good, but I don't buy his Jamaican accent.
His middle name is He Can Get It. His last name is All Night.
He gives me little meat, so he can't get nothing. He gives me a little meat tea. He gives me a little meat tea, and you're gonna be mad, broke down, busted, and disgusted and upset. I'm sorry to shatter your dreams, but he gives me a little meat tea, and nobody. Jaden will tell you. Jaden has already put this down for us. Okay. Nobody wants a little meat.
Okay, Emily. No, seriously though. But yeah, and Sky was executed. Like, did you see when Sky was on his knees and he was telling David, "Don't look"? He said, "Don't look at this," and that man shot him in the back of his head. That was an execution. That was an execution. But I mean, if you're gonna go, you got to finish the job, because if not, he was gonna come back. Like, you got to finish the job. So let's get to the Shinobi scene then. Because we almost over. We had an hour, so let's go and break that down. Now, here's the thing. I knew what was happening when they showed Shinobi laying on his back, philosophizing. Okay, I knew somebody.
I'm so naive. I didn't know until he ejaculated.
I knew somebody was giving him head, but I thought it was Star. I thought it was Star. I did not know. It did not occur to me that it was Elijah. I thought it was Star.
Never occurred to me. Star never occurred. It didn't even. Nope.
Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say.
Orientation. Star.
Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say about Shinobi. He's an idiot. He's an a-hole. He's all that.
He's still fine and fine as fuck.
That bitch did everything he wanted. Every which way but loose. Left, right, and sideways. Every day of the week. Twice on Mondays. 3 times on Wednesdays. Because Wednesday is hump day. I'm just telling you what I know. The bitch got body. The bitch got mug. And I'm here for it. And I just want to see how big it is. And he gives me that he might have a decent size on him. And if the size criteria is met, baby, it's on and popping. Come on, size criteria. Let me put hashtag size criteria in the chat. Y'all talk amongst yourself. Talk amongst yourself.
Taddy.
Rebel said they need disability check.
I cannot. Let's get back. We almost done, because this is dissolving. We are dissolving at the end.
It's turning into my channel. It's turning into my channel.
It is. It is turning into debauchery, and we need to come back. Come back to the light.
I'm muting myself.
He muted himself. Anyway, so moving right along.
Left turn. Okay, come back. What happened?
It did. It went hard left. So no, seriously though. So what we see though is after the oral transaction, we saw a monetary transaction.
I'm sorry.
And
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And that's where we realized that was the same thing that Sky told Shinobi, go find you some calm. That Dreadlock Boy told him the same thing. So it seems to be one of those known secrets in the hood, because it seems like everybody know, but nobody speaks on it, that Shinobi finds his calm with Miss Elijah. And
I don't think so. I think they're just telling him to calm down. I don't think they know how he's calming down. I just think that's their way of telling him to calm down. Go find some calm. I don't think they know that he's going to Miss Elijah's to get a low.
I don't think they do either.
To calm down.
Oh, yeah, I don't think that's what they. Okay, well, I thought they knew.
That's why Miss Elijah said to him, "Ain't I keeping your secret?"
Okay. Well, now Miss Elijah was making his own transaction. Now, here's where I got. Now, is this a writing error, or did I mishear? Didn't Miss Elijah say for every 3 prescriptions I fill for you, you're gonna fill it? We're gonna do a prep prescription. Did he not say that?
That's what he said. Yes.
Okay, but prep wasn't around there because somebody.
It sure was not. It sure was not.
Did for me. So now that was a writing error.
Oh yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
Just like we talked about the LeBrons. Just like the LeBrons was.
Okay. All right. We're not rehashing the LeBrons. We're not now. So with all of that being said, with everything that we learned, with what we saw, even to his mom staring off into space, talking about how
she was high as
insane.
Scooter Brown. Let's
You
go
think
there.
That lady was not high. That lady was not high.
Ebony.
She was not high.
Yes, she was. She was high. First, she was mannequin high at the beginning of the episode when she was all, and then she was real clingy and high when he tried to.
Regina, we see you. We see you, Regina. I'm sorry if you feel like we ignore you, Miss Regina. We see you.
Let me say this. Hold on. Let me say this.
Miss Regina. We sorry, Miss Regina. We so
no, let
sorry.
me say this. Hold on, y'all. Let me say this. Miss Regina.
At the end, she was zombie high.
Miss Regina, I wasn't ignoring you, boo. I did see your comment, and I was going to respond, but I didn't want to break in the middle of the conversation to respond. But I did see your comment. I'm fine. I don't have a problem with people disagreeing with me. That wasn't my issue, and I didn't feel like you were coming for me in a disrespectful manner. But there were some comments that were disrespectful. But no, boo, we good. I wasn't ignoring you, and I'm not mad or nothing like that. I'm good. You had a difference of opinion, and it's cool. I have no problems with that. You were not one of the people that came at me sideways, okay? So no, we good, boo. We good. Loves you, boo. Loves you. We good. I just don't see the way y'all see it, and it's cool. That's what makes the world go round, y'all. Okay, Star was dressed as an avatar, and that didn't come out. Okay, so that's what Star was supposed to be, an avatar from the movie Avatar.
I didn't see Avatar.
I didn't see. I don't know.
When it first came out 20 years ago.
I thought she was a native. I don't know. She had a staff in her hand and some brown clothes on. She could have been Pocahontas for all I know. I don't know.
I don't know what Starry was supposed to be. I thought it was Starry, not Star. But I don't know.
Star.
It's Starry.
It's Star.
Can I get somebody to look on the website and give me some receipts? Because I know it's Starry with a Y. Starry. Okay. That's just as bad as when they was calling you Evie and not Abby.
I appreciate you though. I appreciate
Take it from the English teacher.
It could be Starry. I will ask our good sister Google what the baby's name is supposed to be. Okay.
So with that being said, let's get ready to wrap this up. Jaded Nerd, text me if you have about 30-40 minutes of your time. So we text me and let me know if you good. If you want to come on for about 30-40 minutes. All right. What are future predictions? What's up? Future predictions.
You bringing my boo Jaded on with me?
If Jaded is available to come on.
Let me move over and make some room.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Over here next to me. While he's on camera, y'all not going to see what's going on, but underneath the bottom of the camera.
Excuse me. Let's finish up. David makes
playing with the third leg on the tripod. Anyway,
I'm getting ready to mute you.
Professor, on IMDb, his name is Star Child.
His name is Star, not Starry.
Child, not now the
She's going.
I want you to go on the own website. No. On the own, is that on the own website for David Makes Man?
IMDb.
No. I want you to go on the own website.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Deshaun Jenkins talking about Jaded Nerd is so fun. Okay, Jaded. Oh, okay.
Well, we know Jaded is fine now. What's his problem? What happened?
I mean, I ain't saying
y'all saw how he had the gun show going on the other day, showing all them arms and stuff. Y'all saw it.
Future predictions, y'all. Let's wrap it up. Future predictions.
Oh, I already told you I have a couple future predictions.
Okay, do you want to go first, or do you want me to let Ebony go first?
No, let him go first. I'm on a homework assignment.
She's researching.
Okay, so go first while Ebony does a homework assignment. Just to tell you what you done already said. But
my future predictions is this. One, I believe that what's going to happen is Saren's going to run away. And I think that Saren's going to take that space that Starry just opened up in Miss Elijah's house. Because Miss Elijah told him, My house is always open. Starry, we know, just left. And so that's an open spot. And I think there was symbolism in at the end of the episode when he had that cut on his lip from when he got beat or whatever happened between him and the parents. And he took the makeup from Miss Elijah and began covering his wound.
Yeah.
Why did he think lip gloss was gonna cover that busted? Okay, that's
and so I thought that was symbolism, not so much trying to, but I thought it was symbolism. And now my prediction is, I think that he's going to tell Miss Elijah not to tell David that he's there. I think he's truly going to try to be hidden so that not even David knows that he's there. But that's just a prediction of mine. I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I was really afraid at the end of that episode. I was really scared that the way they said goodbye, I was really scared that Saren was gonna hurt himself. I was so afraid. I didn't realize that was a note. And somebody was saying that David was reading the note in that last sequence where we saw what everybody was doing. David was actually reading the note.
He was.
And so whatever Saren put in that note, David is reading it at that moment. But I was afraid. So something I definitely believe is going to happen to Saren. I hope they don't go that deep with us. But him running away, I can live with. Him doing something to hurt himself permanently, I don't know.
I think before Abby goes, I think Saren is way too integral to David as a
character development,
as a character and as a person, for him to just be written off the show that fact, because and they could do it so as to turn David toward that dark side. But even if he does, I think he needs that outlet I think he needs Saren, that outlet with which to, get all of those types of feelings out there. So I definitely, my second prediction is this. I think that Ray is going to die. He's either going to die or go to jail or something like that.
I think he's going to get arrested.
Where he's no longer in the picture, and that's going to create this vacuum with which David, ascends to being, the head there at the Ville.
I believe that David with that crown on is very much a foreshadowing of where we're headed, with him sitting in Sky's chair with the crown on his head. I definitely. Ebony, what are your predictions?
I think Star is going to end up coming back. I think
Star ain't going wrong. Yeah, he ain't going
something's going to go wrong with Tampa, and eventually he's going to make his way back to the Ville. I do think that David is going to find it even more difficult than he imagined to juggle both sides of his life,
especially since his mom about to get strung out.
Right. His mama is off the wagon. I just need y'all to accept that. She was high as cool. I'm telling you, she was high.
I think she's gonna fall off the wagon, but I don't think she was high yet.
She off. When she was sitting at that window staring off into space, and he said, "Are you gonna take JG to school?"
I think that was a flashback, though. I thought that as a flashback.
That's not a flashback.
Let me tell you why I thought it was a flashback. Because why was Rent Lady out there with weave in her hair, and now she bald head?
Oh,
she was hanging clothes out there in the backyard.
That was Rent Lady. I thought that was
Rent Lady.
That was not the Rent Lady, sir.
That was the Rent Lady.
And her name is Star Child, not Starry. The transgendered lady called her Starry as a nickname when they was out there, when David walked up on him. But her name is Star Child. And
you get an A+, Ebony. You get an A+ on your homework, girl.
Where you get this information from?
Professor, I've got it from my good sister Google, who told me through IBM and OWN Network that the character's name is Star Child.
I'm just saying. I just want to know.
El Teddy, you can't be wrong.
I can be wrong. But if you're going to make me wrong, you must have credible sources. I would hate to.
So,
I would hate to do you like I do my students.
I very much.
Well, I make them.
You just saw me. You just saw me. You just saw me.
I have a online
just
source
saw me.
documentation vetting, sheet that
Well, you can ask our sister Google. She'll tell you the same thing she told me.
Mm-hmm.
Star Child.
Is
the name of the character.
And to quote Justin, bloop. Now. All right. So look, you guys. I want to thank
on the internet. You know it's true.
Ain't nobody fooling with you. I want to thank everybody for coming through, you guys. We got a little off a little bit tonight, but I want to thank everybody for coming through. But this is what we're getting ready to do. We're getting ready to have a house meeting, okay?
I need to bat my eyelashes at him before I go. Wait a minute. I know I'm just House of Treasure adjacent, but
that's okay, bro. You can come on through too. You invited to the party. You invited to the meeting.
Thank you.
So we can have a House of Treasure meeting. We're gonna get Jada Nerd up here. So I'm gonna shut this live down, and then I'm gonna immediately start back up. I'm gonna send the links out to everybody. Ebony, you are more than welcome, honey. You are, yay.
While I'm off, y'all, I'm gonna be because my Instagram is private. I will be going through and accepting all requests for me to accept you. And
my Instagram is not private. Just follow me.
You can hit me up. It will. It will be.
All right, y'all. We get ready to shut this down, and then we're gonna come right back. So I hope y'all can join us, and we're gonna really just cut up. We're just gonna cut up. We're gonna come back. We're gonna cut up. Jada Nerd said we gotta take a shot. So Ebony, you let me know, boo. I'll send you the link if you want to come back through. It ain't no thing. It ain't no thing.
Absolutely. I'm down for the cause.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for coming through. I'm about to shut this down, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Ooh, Lordy. Y'all